একে যাবে রে ভা ভব সিন্ধু পার তোরা কে যাবে রে ভা धन्य कली जुगे राचे तनयवता चैतन्यवतार ओ धन्य कली जुगे राचे के जावे रे भा भव सिंधु अमर गौरंगी घाटे अदंथे अवा अदंथे अवा ओ अमर गौरंगी घाटे अदंथे जड़यंदया तुरया वदि पारहा अवधि पारहा ओ जड़यंदया तुरया वदि पारहा जावे रे भा भव सिंधु हरि नामे नौका खानी श्री गुरु कंडारी श्री गुरु कंडारी हरि नामे नौका खानी श्री गुरु संकीर्तना के रोया तू बाहु पसारी तू बाहु पसारी ओ संकीर्तना के रोया बाहु पसारी जावे रे भा भव सिंधु प्रेमेर बतासे आहा प्रेमेर बतासे
प्रेमेर बतासे आहा प्रेमेर बतासे
सब जीव हইল পার প্রেমের बतासे आहा प्रेमेर बतासे जीव हইল পার প্রেমের बतासे आहा
प्रेमेर बतासे
ও পড়িয়া রহিল লোচন আপনার দোষে পড়িয়া রহিল
আপনার দোষে আপনার দোষে
যাবে রে जय सच्चिदानंद जय गौर हरि सच्चिदानंद जय गौर हरि जय नदिया बिहारी जय गौर हरि संकीर्तन बिहारी जय गौर हरि हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय सदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः महाबोधे स्थिरे कनकरुचिरे नीलशिखरे वसन प्रसदान्त सहज बलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्रा मध्यस्थ सकल सुर सेवा वसरदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे श्री जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे Radha Chinta Niveshinam Yasya Kanti Vilopita Shri Krishna Charanam Vande Radha Lingitam Vigraham Bhaktya Vihinaya Parada Lakshe Shiptasya Kamadhitaranga Madde Kripamayitam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. All together. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. First of all, I pay my humble obeisances to my Guru Maharaj, Nitla Vaishnav Vishnu Parastotashar, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, and similarly to my Shiksha Gurudevs, Nitla Vaishnav Vishnupad Bhakti Vedanshila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Nitla Vaishnav Vishnupad Bhakti Vigyanshila Bharti Goswami Maharaj. My innumerable Dandavat Pranams to Srila Bhakti Siddhant, Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and all his prominent disciples and his associates. To Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his associates, to Shri Radha Vinod Vihari and all their parikars, to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis assembled here, headed by the most revered senior Srimati Shamrani Didi. Bola Didi ki Jai. Okay, as I said earlier, there's nothing more much to say, but however, she already covered everything. Actually, whatever was coming in my mind to speak on, she already said everything. Nothing left for me. But, however, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Nilachal, in Shri Jagannath Puri, even while is in Gambhira, the internal quarters of Shri Mahaprabhu, where is relishing day and night, especially night, with his two prominent associates, Shri Sarup Damodar and Shri Ramanand Rai. He is relishing the songs by Chandidas, Vidyapati, Geet Govinda by Jayadev Goswami and all. He is relishing so much. E matra dine dine Sarup Ramanand Sane Nij Bhav Kore na Vidit Bhare Vishya Jwala Hoye Bhitre Anandmay Krishna Prem Adbhut Charitra. The astonishing feature of Krishna Prem is externally it appears like there is separation, means burning, but inside internally relishing so much. E prem aswadan tapt ikshu charvan mukhe jwala na hai tyajan. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Chaitanya Charitamrita describing this. E prem aswadan, relishing of this prem is just like drinking hot sugarcane juice. In India, it's very prominent. They make sugarcane juice and it's very hot. And when it gets cold, it's not relishable anymore. Only when it is hot. Mukhe jwala na hai tyajan. And people, they take the sugarcane juice, not the cold one, the hot one, sip by sip. And when it's very hot, it gives so much relishment. So Kaviraj Goswami describing this Krishna Prem, astonishing feature of Krishna Prem is just like Tapta Ikshu Charvan, the hot sugarcane juice. It appears is very hot, but it's giving so much relish. Shri Mahaprabhu is relishing this with his internal associates in Gambhira. Whereas Shri Mahaprabhu is also relishing this in a special pastime of this Ratha Yatra. There are thousands and thousands, millions of people there, but only few understanding what Shri Mahaprabhu is relishing. So even when it's in the masses, Mahaprabhu is keep on going, is relishing that same mood. In that Sankirtan. In that Sankirtan with his external associates, but relishing the most when he is in Gambhira with his internal associates. But in that Sankirtan also Mahaprabhu is dancing in the 7 groups with so many mridangas, kartas and the singers. And how beautifully Mahaprabhu is dancing in each and every group. And not the tears flowing from his eyes, but the syringe of tears emanating from his eyes. And devotees associated coming along to get drenched with those tears of Mahaprabhu and drinking those tears of Mahaprabhu. Because this is very extreme of Mahabhav, which Shri Krishna is relishing by seeing Lord Jagannath. Shri Jagannath is Krishna, Shri Mahaprabhu is Krishna. But the difference is, Shri Mahaprabhu being Krishna with the mood and complexion of Shri Radharani. So Jagannath also cries to see Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu also crying, seeing Shri Jagannath. So internally this reciprocation is going through, which only few, or I can say only one, most prominent, Shri Sarup Damodar Goswami and Shri Rup Goswami understanding the mood of Shri Mahaprabhu, even when he is dancing in this Ratha Yatra. Shri Mahaprabhu uttered this verse, Ya Komara Hara, which Shri Sarup Damodar Goswami understood. And Shri Rupa Goswami Pad understood. And therefore Shri Rupa Goswami Pad, he composed a verse similar to that mood of Shri Mahaprabhu, what he is expressing to Krishna, means Jagannath, as his beloved. An intimate mood as a lover expressing to beloved, means Radharani, as Shri Mahaprabhu expressing to Jagannath is Krishna. So Shri Rupa Goswami Pad composed a similar verse. Priya soham Krishna sahachari kurushetra militas tatham samradha tab umhyam sangam sukham tatrapi antar khelna madur murali pancham jushe mano me kalindi pulan vipinayach paranti. Or you are the same Krishna, I am the same Radha. But this pastimes, this beautiful intimate pastime cannot take place here. Priya soham Krishna sahachari kurushetra militas. After long separation, Shri Radharani and Shri Krishna, they met. All Brajvasi, they met in Kurukshetra. And Krishna proposed to have Rasa Leela here. But Shri Radharani said, it cannot take place here. Because the most important ingredient of the Rasa Leela is absent here. In any juice and lemonade, some ingredients are there to make it more tasty, more delicious. In Rasa Leela, prominent 4 ingredients are required. One is the Nayak, means the hero. The Nayika means the heroine, and the Sahacharis means those who are assisting. The Nayika means Radharani. Hero here is Krishna. Heroine here is Radharani. And Sahachari means those gopis who are assisting Shri Radha and Krishna. But the most important foundation, that's the heart of Radharani, is absent there. And what is that? Anyer man man, more man Vrindavan, mane vane ek kori mani. Shri Vrindavan is the heart of Shri Radharani. And therefore, in the absence of Shri Vrindavan Dham, this pastimes cannot take place. So Radharani said, Mano me kalindi pulani vipinaya. I am meditating on going to the bank of Kalindi, Jamuna, under that Kaltru Vriksha. There this pastime can take place. So Mahaprabhu is relishing along with his associate, even is dancing in front of Lord Jagannath in this Ratha Yatra. But not all understanding this. Only few understanding this. Shri Sarup Damodar Goswami, Shri Ramananda Rai. And in this way, in this Hera Panchami, which already began in India, according to India time zone, we are celebrating here today in form of Shri Hari Katha, we heard from Didi. In this Hera Panchami, the focus of this is the Sampatti, means this is the treasure of Gauriya Vaishnavas. And that is the superiority of Brajvasis over Dwarka. The superiority of sweetness over the mood of opulence. Because Krishna is saying in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sakala Jagat Karam or Vedi Bhakti, Vedi Bhakti te Brajabhav Paite Nahi Shakti. Most of the people in the world, they perform Vedi Bhakti. Means the Bhakti which is performed with a mood of opulence. But Vedi Bhakti te Brajabhav Paite Nahi Shakti. by performance of that Vaidhi Bhakti, one cannot attain the Brajabhav. Krishna is saying this. So Shri Mahaprabhu, in this Hera Panchami festival, as Shri Mahaprabhu is relishing, or I wanted to say Mahaprabhu is demonstrating the superiority of Radharani, but because how he is going through all those emotions are not the emotions of Krishna, those emotions are the emotions of Radharani. So by himself and by his associates, and prominent of his associates, Sri Sarup Damodar Goswami, and the beautiful dialogue as we just heard, where Shivas Pandit taking the side of Lakshmi Devi, and Sri Sarup Damodar Goswami taking side of or describing or glories of Sri Radharani. And Mahaprabhu is relishing, and he is also dancing in ecstasy, and is clapping and enjoying this beautiful conversation, because this conversation is exhibiting the glories of Brajavasis, and especially Sri Radharani. You know? Because we just heard from Didi. I'm repeating few points in here. Shri Sarup Damodar Goswami, he corrected Shivas Pandit. When Shivas Pandit said, in Dwarka there is so much opulence. Gold crown and pearls and all that. But on that point, Shri Sarup Damodar Goswami, he said, there is more opulence in Vrindavan. Chintamani prakas admashu kalpa vriksha laksha vriteshu surabhira vipalayantam lakshmi sahat satra sambhramba sevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami. Where all the land is full of chintamani, touchstones, where all the trees are desire fulfilling trees, where the Lakshmis, means the beautiful gopis, who are, Lakshmi means very beautiful ones, they are serving Krishna with not all reverence, they are serving Krishna with madhurya, with sweetness. There is no all reverence. So Braj is more opulent than Dwarka, more opulent than in Dwarka. And that's also the reason why even the associates of Dwarka, they glorify the associates of Braj. Just like Shri Kunti Devi, she is Dwarka associate, but she glorifies Yashoda Maya in the first canto of Bhagavatam. We can see from the first canto of Bhagavatam. And Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he introduced this book from Bhagavatam, the teachings of Queen Kunti. Kunti is Shri Kunti Devi, she is Dwarka associate, but she is glorifying Yashoda Maya, Braj associate. In that verse, Gope Dadakrit Ghasam Dam Tavat Yate Dasha Ashu Kanij Anj Samraksham Vaktar Vidinya Bhai Bhivinna Sitasya Save Mohiti Bhirapiyat Bhiveti. That even fear, personified fear, get fearful by hearing the name of Krishna. But here Krishna, who is supreme, is so scared and fearful by seeing the cane in the hand of Yashoda Maya, or seeing the anger in the eyes of Yashoda Maya. Bhirapiyat Bhiveti. So Dwarka Parikar glorifying Braj Parikar, Yashoda Maya. This is the glories of Brajvasis. Where Shri Uddhav is Dwarka Parikar, is associated from Dwarka. But Uddhav ji, seeing the glories of Shri Radharani and Uddhav carry, he prayed, Asam Oho Charan Venu Jusham Yam Sam. I want the dust from the lotus feet of this particular Gopi Mish from Shri Radharani. Shri Uddhav ji declared this. And there are many, many more examples. So in any way, if we keep on the scale, the mood of Dwarka and the mood of Brajvas, the mood of Brajvasis are far superior than the mood of Dwarkavasis. So in that conjugal love, in Madhurya Bhav, the queens of Dwarka, Shri Rukmani Satyabhama, and here in Brajvasis, amongst Brajvasis, inhabitants of Vrindavan, the Braj Gopis, who are superior. Krishna being sleeping with his wives, his queens, Rukmani Satyabhama, but crying and weeping, uttering the name of Radharani. Weeping and crying, again and again, tears flowing from his eyes, and uttering Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. So, which dham, which abode is superior? Whose love is more superior? And now, in this chapter 14th of Madhya Leela Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Shri Mahaprabhu got more and more excited to hear, he asked Swarup Damodar Goswami, can you describe more the moods of Shri Radharani? As Didi just mentioned, in Ujjwal Nilmani, Shri Rupa Goswami Pad described 360 moods of Shri Radharani. It's so difficult to count those. But it's easy to count the mood of Shri Krishna. And there are 96 varieties of Krishna. Krishna is 96, Radharani is 360. Who's superior? From the numeric understanding. Krishna being 4 Nayakas, 4 heroes. Dhira Lalit, Dhirodat, Dhira Shant, or Dhirodat. 4 kind of heroes. It's a very detailed explanation. We cannot go in that details. So 4 kind of heroes. Krishna, he performed the role of 4 kind of heroes. But then Krishna is also Purna, Purnatar and Purnatam. Means he is complete, more complete and most complete. He's complete in Dwarka, is more complete in Mathura and is most complete in Vrindavan, in Braj. So 4 into 3. How much? My maths is very well. 12. Then there is Swakya and Parakya. Krishna plays both roles, as a husband and as a paramour. Swakya and Parakya. 2. So 12 into 2?
24.
My maths is very bad.
24.
24 I assume, right? Then there is Anukul, Dakshin, Shat and Drisht. Anukul Nayak means when Krishna is submissive, too much submissive to Radharani. You know, if Radharani enters the Kunja, Krishna stand up in the honor. And he fold hands and he welcome Radharani. He's so submissive. Anukul Nayak, Dakshin, Shat and Drisht. This is very interesting. Shat and Drisht. Shat and Drisht means when he's speaking plain lies, even understanding he got caught by Radharani. Just lies. Krishna's having, it's difficult to explain this. Krishna's having some loving marks. And he enters, he came late in the Kunj of Shri Radharani. And Radharani asked, why you late? Oh, I was running and I got, scratched by the bushes on the way. Speaking lies. It's called Shat and Drisht. So there are 4 different moods of Krishna. 24 into 4 is how much?
96.
96. So it's easy to count Krishna, but 360 is very difficult to learn. Yeah. Because even Krishna folded and he said, Na pareham, I cannot repeat it. So counting the qualities of Radharani is Na pareham, is so difficult. Yadyapi, even though Radharani Prem is extreme, this is in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela. If Krishna is pondering on this, even the Prem of Radharani is extreme, but I am surprised and wondered how this Prema is growing more and more and more and more and more. So even Krishna cannot count, what to speak of anyone else. Shri Mahaprabhu, he wanted to hear more details of the moods of Radharani. So therefore he asked Swarup Damodar Goswami, can you describe more? And Shri Swarup Damodar Goswami, seeing the episode, what's happening there, the drama is happening there, he said yes. There are 3 nature of Nayakas, heroines. One is Dhira, one is Adhira, one is Dhira Adhira. And as Shri Didi said, this is from Ujjwal Nilmani by Rupa Goswami. He explained this in detail. So I'm not going very detailed because it's a very deep topic. Dhira Naika. Dhira Naika means one who is very sober in nature. Sober here means submissive in nature. Then Adhira means one who is very restless and not sober at all. This is another kind of heroine. Then the third is Dhira and Adhira, who have both qualities, sober and restless together. So when we say sober, Naika, heroine, can give example of as Rukmani. She is submissive. Another verse is called rightist mood. There's two kind of mood, leftist and rightist mood. So rightist mood means submissive mood. She don't exhibit man, not so much anger, no sulk mood there. Whereas Satyabhama, she gets sulky. She is very sensitive. So Rukmani is the example of dhira, sober. Satyabhama is adhira. She rebuked Krishna. She manifests man. But dhira, adhira, both together, sober and restless. Sorry, in Dwarka we can't get this. That's the only legacy of Braj, where the Braj gopis and amongst the Braj gopis, Teoropi Ubhe Madhye Radhika Sarva Radhika Mahabhav Swarupani Guner Atir Varyasi. She Radharani, who is Mahabhav Swarupani, embodiment of Mahabhav Swarupani, and Guner Atir Varyasi. Her qualities is unparalleled. No one can beat or no one can compete the qualities of Shri Radharani. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad mentioned these qualities in Ujjwal Nimani. Charu Sobhagya Rekhadaya Gandod Madit Madhava Sangeet Parasar Vigya Ramya Vak Narma Pandita Vineet Karuna Purna Vidagda Pattanvita Lajja Shil Sumaryadaya Dhairya Gambhir Shalini Dhairya Gambhir Shalini Guru Arpita Guru Sneha Sakhi Pranativash Krishna Priyavali Mukhya Santad Ashva Keshava. 26 qualities. And the last one, Santad Ashva Keshava, means Keshav, who is Krishna, is submissive to Radharani. Whatever she commands to Krishna, Krishna lovingly, he wanted to fulfill all the orders and commands of Shri Radharani. Therefore, Mahabhav Sarupani Gune Rati Varyasi. She is the embodiment of Mahabhav. And therefore, she acts as sober and she also acts as restless. Dhira and adhira. How sober means submissive? The evidence of Radharani being submissive couple of times, not all times. Only when three factors comes, which Shri Baldev Vidyabhushan Prabhu, he mentioned in his book Siddhanta Ratna. Is a very philosophical point. Aishwarya Nishanam Madhura Prakasham Saraswati Pravah Gauntasi Vire Visme Vipadecha Saraswati Eva Pravasa. Shri Baldev Vidyabhushan Prabhu in Siddhant Ratna, he gave one analogy. He described, as Indians, they are familiar with this, and our devotees familiar with this. In India, there is a place called Prayag. I'm going to go in November if you want to join me. Prayag means where three rivers comes together, the confluence of three rivers, Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati. So if you go there, you can only see two color rivers, different colors, Ganga and Jamuna. Where is Saraswati? Undercurrent. Saraswati is flowing undercurrent. This is Baldev Vidyabhushan Prabhu saying. But on a special occasions, full moon or new moon, the current of Saraswati is also being seen on the top. Understand? So he gave this example to illustrate that in Braj, Brajvasis, they never get along with the opulence of Krishna. Or Radharani, she never take the Dakshin Bhav. She always take a Vamya Bhav, leftist mood. But on certain occasions, she also manifests that submissive mood, Dakshin Bhav. What are those occasions? Baldev Vidyabhushan was saying three occasions. Virahe, in separation, Vismay, astonishment, Vipade, in calamity. Only three occasions. Like in Gopi Geet, they are singing Visha Jala Payad, Vyala Rakshasha. Even though Srila Gurudev described, Didi asked this question to Srila Gurudev, how Gopis knows that Krishna killed the demons or he is showing so much opulence? How? Because Gopis are never in opulent mood, they are always in Madhurya sweet bhav. Then Srila Gurudev replied, the Gopis heard from Yogamaya. Because they heard from Yogamaya, and that's why they're able to describe this. They're telling this. Understand? So in these occasions, Virahe in separation, Vismay in astonishment, and Vipade in calamity. This mood just comes over, but again it goes back under current. So I'm coming to this point, how sober and also restless means Dakshin and Vamya Bhav together in Radharani. This is the only speciality of Radharani in Vrindavan. So when Krishna disappeared from Ras Leela, Radharani in very submissive mood, she's lamenting, weeping and crying, she's lamenting, is saying, Ha Nath Raman Preshta, Kwasi Kwasi Mahabhuja, Dasyaste Karpanye me, Sakhe Darsham Sanidhyam. Oh Nath, hey Nath, you know Nath means, oh my Lord. But that's not the intent of Radharani addressing Krishna as my Lord. Hey Nath here means, in Vedic tradition, husband is also be addressed as Nath. A beloved is also be addressed as Nath. So Radharani intent there is to address Krishna as Hey Nath Raman Preshta. Oh my beloved, Raman Preshta, Kwasi Kwasi Mahabhuja. Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Dasyaste Karpanye me. I'm your maid servant. Sakhya Darsham Sanidhyam. Please extend your darshan to me. I'm your maid servant. How can Radharani say, I'm your maid servant? She's so submissive. She's always Vamya Bhav, leftist mood. Understand? Krishna is always submissive to Radharani. Never, Radharani is not submissive, but in separation mood. So when you read Bhagavatam 10th canto, if you come across this kind of statements or chapters, don't get confused. There are certain occasions, so that's why we have to understand with the philosophical aspect of by Shri Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Ujjwal and Mani, then we understand why Radharani is speaking certain statements in certain moods. It's not all the time like this. Understand? In the Kunja, if Radharani is waiting for Krishna in the Kunja, and if Krishna walks in, if she stands up in the honor of Krishna, Krishna gets really terrified or trembling. What wrong I did that she is giving me so much honor? And if Krishna enters in the Kunja and Radharani extend her feet, can you massage my feet? That's normal. Krishna feels very relaxed there. So, the spirituality of Shri Radharani is, she is Vamya and Dakshin, both moods. She assumes both moods with one intent, pleasure of Krishna. Understand? For pleasure of Krishna. This is Dhira Dhira. So when Mahaprabhu is relishing, there are many more further details mentioned, which is very difficult to even say, and is very detailed too. So by hearing this, Naika, Dhira Naika, the sober Naika, she always welcomed the hero. She always very submissive. She never rebuked the one's beloved. But Adhira means one who finds no difficulty or hesitation in rebuking her beloved. She is not submissive. She speaks back. Whereas Radharani, and this is what Krishna did in Dwarka Leela. When Rukmani was fanning Krishna, Krishna wanted to check Rukmani. If I joke with her, let's see how Rukmani is going to react on this. Krishna said, Rukmani, I don't know why you married me. There were so many more handsome kings all over. I'm a coward. You see, overnight I migrated from Mathura to Dwarka. Why you married me? And Rukmani was not able to understand, and she felt unconscious there. She can't even, hold that joke of Krishna. Whereas Satyabhama, she speaks straight on the face, without considering that those words will be appealing or impressive to Krishna or not. Whereas when Krishna remembers the words, how Lalita Sakhi, how Radharani, when they rebuke me, there's more pleasure to my ears. Priya yadi man kore bharsan, ved stuti haite hare moraman. When my priyas, my beloved gopis and Radharani, when they rebuke me, those rebuking words of Radharani is more relishing to my ears, more than the stutis of the Vedas. So this is the difference. And Mahaprabhu is relishing. And in any case, when this dialogue is happening, there's so many other associates are also listening to this. And what they want to establish is the superiority of Shri Radharani, the superiority of Brajvasis over Dwarka Leela. So as Shri Didi mentioned in the last, on the return, Ratha Yatra, Mahaprabhu with all his associates, they are taking the chariot back, but they're also thinking we are taking Krishna back to Vrindavan. They're not thinking they can't even think, they can't comprehend that they're taking Krishna back to Dwarika. Understand? So Mahaprabhu is the one who introduced the Ratha Yatra in a different level. Prior to Mahaprabhu, it was more like a very bhakti. But Shri Mahaprabhu introduced in the mood of Brajavasis. And therefore, by hearing or by understanding the philosophy, when we pull the chariot of Lord Jagannath physically or even in our meditation, then we can get the results, the actual results. So my question, I'm ending up here, my question to Didi, because she asked questions to everyone and I was waiting for this time. My question to Didi, which I want to understand, is that we see in Dwarka, Rukmani Satyabhama, one is Dakshin, one is Bamme. Here in Braj, we see Chandravali, she is also Dakshin, means submissive. But Lalita Sakhi, Radharani, they're not, they're taking Bamme Bhav, means they take offense, they get sulky. But how about Lakshmi Didi? I was coming in the car, I was chanting, I was meditating on this. Lakshmi came and she told her servants to arrest the servants of Krishna. And I personally saw in Jagannath Puri this drama, those who are carrying the palpin of Lakshmi Devi, the guards of Lakshmi Devi, they go there and they break the chariot, just like a drama. They break the chariot of Krishna there. So how Lakshmi Devi is manifesting that Bamya Bhav, or not Bamya Bhav, but the anger mood. So is that means that Lakshmi Devi also in Vaikuntha, this is prevailing, this happens there also? This is my humble question to you.
I think you can answer it. You're just pretending.
No. Seriously. I was meditating on this. In Dwarka we see Rukmini Satyabhama. In Braj we see Chandravali Radharani. But how come Lakshmi Devi in Vaikuntha? So I was thinking to ask you this question in private, but now everyone can have benefit of this. That Lakshmi Devi in Vaikuntha also she can do anger to Krishna? Whereas we see Lakshmi Devi always massaging the feet of Krishna.
Why do you say Lakshmi in Vaikuntha? She's not in Vaikuntha, she's in Dwarka.
Yes, Dwarka.
She's called Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, but she's Bimala. She's also Bimala, which means if you take all the 16,108 queens and put them together, or personify them as one person, that's Bimala. So it's described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that she became very upset because it's the nature of a woman who feels neglected, or a wife that feels neglected. And then Gurudev was commenting that these days, if any wife feels neglected and her husband's with another lady, they'll say, well, I'll just get 3 or 4. But in the Vedic culture, she'd rather put kerosene on her and set herself ablaze if her husband's neglecting. So Lakshmi or Bimala became very upset because he said he's going to be gone just for a couple of days, and now it's already 5 days. I don't know what kind of answer you're looking for, but it's not Vaikuntha. In Vaikuntha, yes, it's just massaging and submissiveness.
So if all these queens, Shri Lakshmi Devi, Bimla, who came there, these consolidating all the queens, so that means the mood of all the queens together, which is Dakshin and Bambe both, is together in one person, Lakshmi Devi?
I think that's a trick question and you already know the answer.
I really want to know the answer. It just came in my head this morning.
Really, like in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, when Krishna went to New Vrindavan. He and Baladev were carried by Garuda, by the arrangement of Lord Brahma, to New Vrindavan, because the Dwarkavasis wanted to give Krishna the happiness of being in Braj without being in Braj, but being in Dwarka by the ocean. So they created this whole thing. Vishwakarma created a bunch of statues, but very lifelike statues of Mother Yasoda and some cowherd boys, Baladev, and the gopis. And Krishna was standing in a threefold bending form, which the queens hadn't seen before. And then he was talking to Mother Yasoda. He grabbed some butter from her hand, and he went over to Radharani and said, I had this amazing dream that I had 16,000 queens, and I'll tell you about it later. I'm just going cowherding now. So the queens saw that, and then Krishna took them all back, or they all went back to the palace in Dwarka. And to my understanding of the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, only Satyabhama was infuriated by that. Everybody else appreciated it, like Rukmini, who's the first and chief queen. She was glorifying the gopis as being superior to the queens, and their love being superior, and that's why Krishna is so attracted. Even, as you mentioned, at that time, Devaki was glorifying Mother Yasoda as being superior to her. So everyone was accepting the superiority of Braj, at least at that time, except for Satyabhama, who was infuriated and who went to her anger room. And then Krishna called her, and actually she wasn't angry at her because she was the best of his queens, because she was the most angry. The others weren't angry. So he was speaking to her in her anger, like, how dare you think anything ill of the gopis? And that's when he said, if I knew that they wanted me to come back now, I would leave every single one of you and immediately go there. But I know they won't be happy if I go there. So my understanding, and Devaki was glorifying Mother Yasoda. So she was the only one who was angry at that time. So I don't know where you got that. All the queens are, angry and not angry. There may be, but I don't know any pastimes about that. I only know that here, only Satyabhama was angry, and Krishna wanted to teach all the queens about the glory of the gopis. And so he was using Satyabhama's anger to chastise her, and in that way everybody was learning. In fact, he called her, you're just like your father. Why? Because her father accused Krishna of murder. He said, you're exactly like that. That's why you're accusing me, thinking that I'm doing something wrong. So, to my understanding, only Satyabhama is really angry. But in this drama, Bimala was upset, and so she wanted to get her husband back. And it's just a drama. She took the form of beating them and making them surrender to her and have folded palms. But it never said that happened in real life. But it was just a drama for Mahaprabhu to have some laughter that, oh, what man she's exhibiting. She went to get her husband back. Yeah, and then Lakshmi, the real Lakshmi in Belavan, she's not getting anywhere. She's just doing austerities and couldn't do what the gopis are doing. So I'm not exactly sure this at all referred to your question. So then you can give a better answer.
No. So that means that Lakshmi in Belvan, there's another Lakshmi And here, the Lakshmi who came, who break the chariot, that's Bimla Devi, that's from Queen of Dwarka. See, such an important point.
Well, you already knew that.
No. And correct me if I'm wrong, while you're speaking, I was thinking about this. Krishna never said for anyone else except Radharani and Gopis, Priya yadi man kore kore bharsan. If my Priyas, my beloved Gopis and Radharani, if they manifest man, insult, and of bharsan, anger on me, that's very pleasing to my ears, more than the verses of the Vedas. But he never said anywhere else that I am very happy to hear the cursing words or the anger of Lakshmi or XYZ. He only mentioned about Radharani. So correct me if I'm wrong here.
Well, he appeared to be angry at Satyabhama. But really, he was the most happy with her. But he was pretending to be angry with her, according to Brihad Bhagavatamrita, in order to teach the other queens. But I have a question for you.
Oh my God. Okay, Mahaprasad ki.
Okay, so
I'm in trouble now.
So we heard why Krishna couldn't go back to Vrindavan, even to visit. We heard the external and internal reasons. But what would be the harm if Krishna, you mentioned that all the Mathura Vasis were in Mathura one night, and the next morning they were in Dwarka. Because in order to protect them from the demons, Krishna moved the whole city to Dwarka. So how come, what would have been the harm if he brought Vrindavan, all the Brajvasis, to Dwarka? He could have done that in one night, because he's the Supreme Lord. Why didn't he do that?
Didi, you know the answer. She's getting tricky on you. Okay. Because Didi raised this question, she knows the answer. She just testing me if I heard Gurudev lectures nicely or not. And she's inspiring me to watch back those lectures again. So with my limited understanding, Krishna cannot take Vrindavan Vasis to Dwarka. He took the residents of Mathura to Dwarka. There are many reasons on this. One is the Brajvasis, they are fully immersed and absorbed in sweetness. If they would have come to Dwarka and seeing those moods of Dwarka Vasis or reciprocations of Dwarka Vasis with Krishna, they won't be very much happy and pleased to see that. Speaking about the Sakhas, the parents, that's Sakheras, Vasalyaras. And about Madhureras, Shri Radharani, she's not even happy when Krishna goes to Chandravali. What to speak of Krishna going to Dwarka and gets served by the queens? It's not that Radharani has any kind of issues with Chandravali. But Radharani's only issue is Krishna is very loving personality. He accepts everyone's love. If Chandravali wants to serve Krishna, Krishna goes just to accept her love. But I know, Radharani is saying, I know very well that Chandravali is not able to make Krishna complete satisfied. That's only my issue is. My Krishna, my beloved Krishna remains unsatisfied with her. So this is the point. If Radha is not happy with Chandravali for this point, on the loving point in Braj, then how, when Krishna goes to Dwarka and there will be reciprocation with the queens, Radharani will not be very happy to it. This is just one point I am saying. Other point is, Anner man man, more man Vrindavan, mane vane ek pari mani. I said this earlier. Krishna met Brajvasis, Radharani in Kurukshetra, and Krishna wanted to have beautiful pastimes there, but Radharani said it can't be possible here. तुम्हारी अन्य वेश, अन्य संगु अन्य देश, ब्रजवासी कबू नहीं भाई. We Brajvasis, we are not happy to see your attire here. Golden crown, all this opulence mood with elephants and horses. We are not happy and pleased to see this. We want you to take back to Vrindavan on the bank of Jamuna to perform those beautiful pastimes. Because Vrindavan is the heart of Radharani. All these intimate pastimes or close pastimes can only take place in Vrindavan, not in Dwarika. This is another point, and rest Didi can elaborate on this.
Okay, so
Didi is going to say the most important point now.
what would have been the problem for Krishna? What would have been the harm to Krishna? He would have been completely confused. Now, should I say that I'm the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? Or should I say that I'm the son of Nanda and Bala? Who should I sleep with tonight? The queens? Can I have Rasa dance? Can I wear my peacock feather here? That's called a Rasa Basa, the unpalatable combination of unmatchable rasas. Like Maharaj was saying that Aishwarya and Madhurya can't mix. So we want to have unalloyed devotion for that's why. So that's the thing. Krishna would have been confused. That's another thing.
Thank you. God bless me. I get nervous when sit with.
I'm the one that gets nervous.
No, Didi, you don't know me. Okay. So, shall we end up here?
Okay.
It's late now. Tomorrow is Sunday, so no issues, no problem. And we had a beautiful Hari Katha from Didi. Many points, if you are able to understand what we were speaking about, is fully equipped with philosophy, Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. Siddhant bole chitte na karo alas. If we don't understand this Siddhanta, if we don't understand this philosophy, we can't progress in our bhakti. So it's not that just by Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, but why Hare Krishna? And what are the details of that Hare Krishna? What are our moods? What our acharyas have given to us? For what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us, and his associates, especially Rupa Goswami, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, Gurudev and all acharyas. If we don't listen all these topics, and if we just only sing some bhajans and just go through some this and that, we're not going to get advanced and condensed in bhakti. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaj Ji, because Krishna Mohan Prabhu and Mataji, the disciples of Srila Maharaj, Srila Maharaj used to give an example. When we have so many preps, rice, chapatis, dal, sabji and all that, sweet rice, it gives nourishment to the body. But sometime on the plate, we keep some pickles also to enhance the appetite and to enjoy more and more. But pickles is only supporting to the main meal. But pickles itself is not the meal. So if Krishna Mohan Prabhu invite you here and no cooking, just 10 pickles, is that going to fill your belly? Not at all. So pickles are only to support. Srila Maharaj used to give example to make us understanding the philosophy which is fully immersed in Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. As we hear Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya, everyone should read Bhagavatam every day. But Nityam Chaitanya Charitamrita Sevaya. At one level, if we don't read Chaitanya Charitamrita, we can never understand the details of our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. Gurudev said, Gagar mein Sagar. Gagar mein Sagar means? Ocean in a bucket. The complete ocean in one bucket means the entire philosophy, Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Try to read Chaitanya Charitamrita, 1 page, 2 page, 1 chapter, and finish in 1 year. There are 3 volumes. finish in 1 year, and then again start next year, January 1st. Then again start. Unless you read this 4 or 5 times, you will not understand. It depends on person to person, right? Because full of Siddhanta, the philosophy. This is what Shri Didi was explaining today. The vichar, the philosophy, what Gurudev, Srila Maharaj and all our acharyas, Srila Prabhupada came to give to us. Gaur Premananda Dev, Srila Gurudev Ji,
Bhaktivedanta Siddhanti Maharaj
Srila
ki
Shyamala
jai.
Devi Ki Jai, Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Jagannath Ki Jai. A big clap for the dear host here. Beautiful.
Can we announce this Saturday we are having Vidya Ashram Maharaj?
Okay, this Saturday?
We are inviting everybody here. Ashram Maharaj is coming Saturday 6:30, and the following Saturday, which is the 8th, we are going to be celebrating our Gurudev, Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj.
August 8th,
Centennial.
we are celebrating Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj centennial. That's not the Tithi. Tithi is July 25. I'm going India for this to celebrate that. That's a centennial year for Srila Maharaj. But I'm coming back again to celebrate here. All are welcome. And we're going to hear some philosophical point and also some beautiful tiny stories, which gives a lot of information and philosophical point. This was the art of Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj to illustrate the philosophy. So August 8th, I'll be here. We're celebrating Srila Maharaj.